Okay, Google, tell me about the secret space program.
Sorry, I'm not sure how to help.
Hmm, what a surprise. Well, greetings. I am back, as you see. And see, I'll be here for the rest of the week. And then I'll be on the road uh, on Tuesday, next Tuesday. So, and the webinars, no, webinars are going to be starting Tuesday. It will be every other day. And it will end, last webinar day will be on Monday, next Monday. So, and as a holiday, that is whatever day that is, Labor Day or whatever they call it, whatever, Labor Day. So that is what's going on. Yeah, it's going to be kind of, well, it'll be all right. It can be a little bit. It'll be all right. I have not sent out an email about that either. So anyway, okay, what is on the agenda for today? Let's see. I leave it open, but it seems let's see how this goes. I'll connect to the secret space program and see what we get. I've never done this before, so should be interesting. I was going to channel a being, was like, they'd rather see it come through me than, you know, it's not all about the alien. It's about us. It's about us finding our footground, our place here. Aliens are great and everything. They fly around, do whatever, their alien stuff. But it is kind of hard to relate to them because of their technologies. I mean, this is our world. We got to fix it from the ground up. And, connecting them is great and everything. It's good for, I guess, for if you're lonely. But still, they're not really here to fulfill that. We got to fulfill our loneliness here. And, of course, many are wishing to connect to alien energies for, to feel they're better than us and all that, but yeah, they're not going through this. So I don't think they're better than us at all because a lot of them can't handle this. Of course, they're a lot more technology advanced, but still they lack a lot of our, what we're going through basically. I believe a lot of races would be destroyed. Of course, ours would be destroyed also if we didn't have assistance. But anyway, yeah, that's probably yeah, that's true. We would definitely we have no problem destroying our own world. That's Earth. That's us. That's yep. Great to be human. Anyway, so as for secret space program, how I'm going to connect to this, I have no idea. I looked at a couple of things like, oh, I'll connect to that. Da, da, da. I'll just leave it open, see who comes through. Uh, Anunnaki or whatever it might be. Connect to my guides. If people are wondering who the hell I'm connecting to at the time, usually it's going through my guides, or of course it's going through other sources also. But believe what you must believe. If not, that's fine. There are other places in the world you can go to. Whatever, who cares? Believe it or not, who cares? Doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. It's it's whatever speaks through you. If this isn't something, yeah, this is definitely not a subject matter that many are going to be running toward. Oh, some will, but anyway, usually at least the majority of the population will run in the other direction. So anyway, what is going on? Okay, so we're just going to leave it open basically. All right, well, I'm getting Elon Musk. Let's see, that is part of SpaceX. He seems to be the one that's kind of pushing for obviously the Mars connection. They're a little bit worried about him because he's kind of going a little bit too far to some degree of like the dangers of it and everything. So I think his company is putting satellites out in space. I don't know what he's doing, but right now I don't believe he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be all that successful. Maybe over time, but not right now. He is connected to. Obviously, he's connected to alien groups, but I don't think he remembers it. Yeah, he doesn't remember it. If he does, he's hiding it very well. I doubt. Obviously, it's an astral connection. He is part of the deep state. The deep state. I'm gonna call it that for now. Anyway, the shadow government, whatever. The deep state is definitely involved with that. He's a valuable property. He's keeping humanity. He is using some technologies that they are utilizing to him. He's not fully aware how, he's their front man. How are they going to bring this stuff into our public? They need somebody to do it. He's one of them. Obviously, Boeing is one. That's Boeing that creates jets and whatever else. That's more government ruled from what I feel, but it doesn't matter. And also Jeff Bezos with Blue Origins. That was not as strong as I see with SpaceX and Boeing. Of course, Blue Origins is just to go out in space and be there like 5 minutes and then leave. And I think SpaceX wants to go to Mars, from what I remember. But anyway, I digress. Okay, what is happening at this time? Like I said, Elon Musk is a front man for technologies, changing trends. There's a boring company to bore underground, to drill holes. I think he's going to do it I think they're going to do this for the Los Angeles, for people to travel. That is really ridiculous. You get like this bubble thing that shoots you across Los Angeles. It's just freaking insane. But anyway, I believe that there are going. I think they're going to do it. From what I can tell. Yeah, enjoy. Have fun with that. But see, he's bringing a lot of this Martian technology, and he is bringing electric cars, and there'll be other things he'll be bringing in from the deep state. He's one of them, of course. There are others, but he seems to be their Tony Stark. As for Iron Man, the comics, that's not done by mistake. He is their front man. I don't think he's fully aware of what the hell is going on. I think he kind of is, but I don't think he's fully aware. He's a front man, but I don't think he's fully maybe he's more aware than I think he is, but I don't know if he wants to know. He is a, I don't think he goes into, he's kind of like the president. Something's going on, but I'm not really connecting to what's going on. It's like I don't really have all the answers. Kind of like that. And I believe that, we'll go to president. He has been on Mars several times as clones, and he doesn't remember his stuff. For certain reasons. He has been on Mars from what I feel. Obviously, he's not going to remember that. Not at all. Because if he did, there'll be like Golf Course Central over there. Who the hell needs that crap? It's bad enough we got it here. God, man. God needs a brain transplant. Who the hell needs that stuff to begin with? There's a bunch of white dudes hitting a white ball. They're all old, and it's just not a very comforting sight for anybody, for that matter. But anyway, whatever. That's their deal. It's very bizarre. But anyway, let me clear my mind of golf for a moment. Okay. Yeah, I believe the clone is more inactive right now. I mean, him and the clone kind of switched. You can't tell. For the most part, I don't think he can. I think the clone's kind of like being the main show right now. Because he is old, and he's going to live at least to his 80 or 90. He's like 70-something right now. He's going to live a while. Unless things change, I don't think so, because he is compromising. He is going by what they're telling him to do. And like I said, I'm not sure what a lot of it's clouded of his direction. I believe they are bringing more peace here, but anyway. Let's see. All right, as for the secret space program, let's see what we get. Arizona is another place where they do their launches in secret. It does seem like Antarctica is what I'm feeling is where the room is, where the portal, where they can just, or whatever it is, they can just walk through it, end up on Mars. I feel like Antarctica is really where that is. There might be other places, might be places in the desert, possibly, but Antarctica is definitely had a major hub for that. Just to let you know, in case you want to go there. Yeah, good luck on that. Um, there are, yeah, those are becoming remembering their secret space connections. I don't understand all of it completely, but yeah, I believe they're understanding their astral travels. They're just seeing their astral selves from what I'm picking up on. Okay, this is what I'm getting. They're just seeing their astral selves more. They're just getting a major download. As for is it being manipulated and controlled, probably to a certain degree, they don't really care what people know about it because someone's going to believe them anyway. There's going to be a group that's going to believe, but so that's why I think connecting like this is not a big deal. Of course, it's not exactly in my mind before, but it's what's the big deal? It's not like we can really prove any of it. I mean, we'll see. Let's see. Hillary Clinton was a clone, not anymore, but she has been in the past. I believe they've shut down a lot of that project. They might keep her alive for a little bit longer. Health isn't exactly the best. It does seem like she is kind of burning bridges right now to a certain degree. Because she did not win, so she's not exactly a happy camper to deal with. I believe she's in retirement. As for the deep state, well, not necessarily. She is doing a lot of not so friendly things in astral for sure. Yeah, she's not a fun one to be around, from what I'm saying. She's a lot skinnier in astral, but she's also a lot more vicious. Yeah, she's been mind controlled many, 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 many times, but she is also. Many are here to learn from her. To become, they're looking for a female president, definitely. They're going to use her as a template for that. I believe they're going to go for a lot younger, but either way, she was the bet for a while at least. Let's see here. U.S. military, oh yeah, big surprise there, are used for guinea pigs for the secret space program. It does seem like some of them are indoctrinated, brought into it. They don't are aware, but they are brought into it, even at an older age that they are, probably around 20s. Usually it's male, sometimes it's female, depending. It's male, female, but mostly male. I'm not sure how they're cloned or whatever, probably cloned. Some are probably told that they are deceased by this and such, but some of them aren't. They are still around. Obviously, they have a new identity. Good luck on proving that, but I am seeing that. Some cases where it does, or many cases where that does exist. Let's see. I don't know what that is. I don't know why I saw. Well, that has anything to do with anything. Bill Gates' brain. Okay, it's being added to AI. Okay. His consciousness is being AI kind of indoctrinated. It's like his mind is being analyzed for AI, or already has been, whatever. Definitely Bill Gates. Others probably, but I'm not sure what's going on with Stephen Hawking. That's like the biggest hack of our time. But whatever. Yeah. Whatever. Definitely doesn't Bill Gates kind of look robotic in some regard? He looks like a Zeta for sure. He has other connections, obviously, to other species, but definitely. He does kind of like this robotic type of, not like Zuckerberg's worse, but definitely Gates does have that kind of engineered somewhere at an unknown location at one time. Yeah, Gates is really protected as for connecting to what's going on around him. Very protected. So I don't feel like I should go there as much as I'd like to. I don't, like his foundation, I believe there's a lot of good there and there's a lot of bad there too. So, and he's fully aware of the bad, but hey, he's rich. Who cares? I'm pretty sure he's aware of what's going on. Yeah, it's a lot of genetic mutations, stuff like that. They're doing stuff to Africans or whatever they're doing. They're not doing anything pleasant. Well, they are, but they aren't. Um, there's a lot of dark stuff going on there for sure. Uh, he's helping them launder money also for the deep state. I'm not sure how that works, but I'm feeling laundering money. I don't think he fully is a fully. Yeah, he's not fully aware of what's like worldwide what's going on. Obviously, he's heard everything. I'm not seeing if there's. Imagine there are alien connections. I'm not getting. I think he's living his normal human life, and he's staying out of a lot. But anyway, uh, I do. I'm not sure if this is public, but I am seeing. Well, of course, in some regard, he is funding scientists. Now, this is interesting. Now, obviously, there are places where they're finding scientists, obviously, universities, blah, blah, blah. But through him, also, they're finding scientists, also. And that's how they pull them into the deep state, for sure. Hey, you're young, you have talent, blah, blah, blah. You have no kids or whatever, or you have no family. Hey, come on and, whatever, we see your talent, we can use you, and we plug you into the system. And he goes missing, or whatever it is, or they clone his ass, whatever it is, or he or she for that matter. Definitely that, yeah, he's a funnel to the deep state, definitely. For science purposes. I need scientists all the time. Yeah. To understand alien technologies or to use whatever they're here to do, for sure. Those that end up missing scientists, they want nothing to do with it. Somehow they don't get fully compromised. They somehow stay out of it. They might join it for a little bit and they take them to certain levels, and at one level it's like, this is not right, and then leave, and then they disappear. However you want to word that, but either way, um, yeah, if you're a scientist, you're yeah, it's good and it's not good. So Google also, to a degree, because they have Google X and Facebook too. So there are obviously there are deep state funded. They have their money laundering. They launder money through those companies to a certain degree. Um, and Google is not. Yeah, Google has a lot of positives around it. Of course, it does seem like it's going to more of a not so pleasant direction right now. They had a scandal happen recently, but also I feel there's other stuff there that's not good. Um, you can see it's slowly being taken over and more negative. Of course, they want to keep it in a positive light as much as they can because it does hurt them financially. So um, I believe it's going to, I mean, it's practically, Google is practically the internet. So, but it does seem like they are working on other replacements. So, like companies come and go all the time. It might, most likely, they are working on other replacements. Somebody is, and the elites are well aware of it. Obviously, it's hard to say right now when that will happen, but I am seeing. Like I saw something with Facebook, maybe Snapchat's going to overthrow them. I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon, but somebody's going to overthrow. Facebook's going to hit some major competition eventually. This is probably pretty odd, but I'm feeling it. I'm not getting a full indication of what it is. But also, Google is going to get hit eventually. It's going to happen eventually. I have to say they're going to go away, but they're going to have some heated. For a while, Microsoft was the king, and then Google showed up and just changed a lot of stuff. So anyway, it does seem like it's in process right now. So anyway, who knows? It might be 20 years, 30 years from now. Of course, anything happens between that, of course. But anyway, it does seem like Google is getting it's getting shadier from what I'm feeling, unfortunately. But anyway, it was going to happen eventually. It was always kind of shady in the beginning. Anyway, as for, let's see, with Secret Space Program, let's see what else we got. Let's see. Obviously, yeah, even with NSA, they're used to watch scientists also. I see them watching scientists and obviously others. They watch if the scientist has a family, they watch that. And there's like different versions of NSA. There are obviously a shadow version of it, but not, the shadow version doesn't always see everything. They need other layers. They can't always get away with everything either. It's not that it's organized, but not that great. I mean, sometimes it's not perfect. Especially, I mentioned this before. These companies that let's see, tech companies you've never heard of. It's like weird. They have, they're huge. They're in your town. And don't know what the hell they do. Not all of it, but some of it is part of the deep state. It's where they operate, part of their operations. So some of it's out in the open. We're just not aware what the hell, Anyway, it is there for sure, out in the open for us to see. We're just can't connect to it. You never know, but most likely, I believe they have it quite, shadowed down. So they can't be noticed. Let's put it that way. From what I'm feeling, because they fund each other. It's like you have this shadow company, and you have this shadow company, and this shadow company. They're all kind of working among each other to, launder money or whatever it is, or whatever they're doing. Some might have portals, or for whatever it is. Definitely. Obviously, most of the employees aren't going to know about it, but some do. So there is a anyway. Only about that. Who knows? I mean, they have it so covered up, I believe it's very difficult to find it. And they do have communities where these people live. They don't all live underground. They live above. You don't know what the hell, They might have, it does feel like some of them do have their minds kind of altered a little bit, so they can't reveal what they're doing and then have it open back up. I know that sounds very, but then again, we have our minds erased all the time. We go to Ashford, come back, we have our minds erased. So, I know this all sounds science fiction, but I don't see why not. This can't happen. So, I mean, what do we know? We have Netflix, and they tell us in movies and all this stuff. So, if you can imagine it, it's out there. So, let's see. Yeah, getting to Mars is as easy. It used to be. There are manipulations to go there. Sometimes they use ship. They use like interstellar technologies, but also through portal. To walk through a portal, end up there. Even there gets manipulated by the Anunnaki. Especially if you get the Anunnaki kind of upset about something, they will trap you where you think you're on Mars or wherever you're going and end up being with them. I do see that. Lovely. There's a lot more knowledge, it seems, that would start to come out about the program. I don't want to keep saying it. The Mars programs and all. Channelings, whatever it is. Little by little. Now let's see anything else. Let's see. Yeah, channelings like this and others, they're monitored but not taking that seriously. Like they're monitored, but they don't really care. It's like you are monitored though, and those that watch it also to a certain degree. I won't worry about it, but I mean, we're all watched, we're all scrutinized, we're all just everything that you might be worried about, they're probably doing. So at least for spying on us. So NSA, a small part. There's a lot more here that they can tap into. So they tap into your thoughts, There is, yeah, it feels like there are remote viewers on Mars uh, for underground. I don't know. Some of them aren't even aware they're even on Mars. They know they're somewhere, but they're not. They don't always know that. I know it sounds very bizarre, but some are very controlled. Like slaves, they have no idea. Like us. We have no idea what the hell is going on. Not really. No, we're on a planet, but other than that, we don't know anything. So we don't know what we're breathing. We don't know what we're eating. We kind of do, but not really. So, you know. Um, so remote viewing, that is a pretty powerful connection that they use to spy on political leaders, whatever it is. They do have mock-up meetings where they do. It's like a meeting of. I'm picking up like the meeting of lies. Basically, is like they have a meeting with somebody that they're trying to infiltrate. Kind of like like cops have like a fake. I've seen this on TV, like a fake game show, and they invite a bunch of people, and they're all a bunch of criminals. Something like that. I'm seeing like a mock-up uh, meeting, and somebody there they're trying to root out, like a leaker or something like that. So I am seeing that. So they do that a couple of times every year or something like that when there's a problem. They're not always getting the truth out of everyone. That is when they do their government meetings and stuff, they want the truth out of everybody, and not everybody's doing that. So only on certain individuals they do this on. Obviously, not everyone's going to be 100% truthful of what's going on, but anyway. They do realize that humanity is still a youngster, but also they can't always predict everything. I mean, aliens can to a certain degree, but even because not like the reptilians. Reptilians are very good at picking up on intentions. The deep state people aren't always. They're not. They can't always see the future from what I'm seeing. The reptilians and other beings, I feel like reptilians because they're part of this, cabal type stuff. Obviously, the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki, surprisingly enough, what I feel about the Anunnaki is like, okay, you have different levels of the deep state. Anunnaki's at the top. Yeah, the reptilians at a little bit of bottom because the reptilians, we're not really at the bottom, but we're a bunch of badasses. But Anunnaki's kind of a pain in the ass, so we're just right. I don't know, whatever. They don't always get along, obviously, but it does seem like the reptilians they don't like humans very much. They don't all want to eat them because humans don't taste anyway. They evolved from that. Actually, what I'm getting is when they eat a human, depending on the human, they can get ill. So they gotta watch out for that. So good to hear. Good to know that. But the reptilians are actually quite good at seeing, predicting the future, seeing what's going on. And they're part of all these meetings. I'm talking about lower energy reptilians. Obviously, there are positive ones, but the lower ones I'm really talking about right now. And all this is just to, what's the meaning of all this? It's like, why doesn't this all come out? Power. Mostly power. I mean, think about it. You don't have to work. You can do whatever the hell you want. Always the elite. I've probably heard this before, but you can do whatever the hell you want. And then, it's like, even if you have money, I mean, they have money, but they still use money. But, I mean, some of them work, some of them don't. Their idea of work is sort of different than ours, but it's like when you have a version of this earth where you have power like this, like a city or society that we know nothing about, us don't know shit about, and yet they can do whatever the hell they want. They have technology to go do whatever, fly, whatever galaxy or whatever the hell it is, go to Mars and bring a prostitute over there, whatever the hell it is. I don't know the whole detail, but When you have that kind of power, why the hell would you want to let us in on it? So they don't keep us out of it. It's like they can do disclosure. They don't care that they'll have ways of making it easier. They can do it without us freaking out. There are different ways of doing incrementing it slowly, kind of going through right now, but we are, but they're not helping. Oh, it's a darker version, isn't it? But why let us in on that? I mean, what for? I mean, they, better food, better whatever it is, and better movies, probably better music without the manipulations. There might be some, maybe, but if there is, you already know what the hell it is. It's like, oh, I know from such and such did that or whatever, in a music lyric. They're just more. Their brains are more open. Ours is just, we have the worker mind. They have the real mind. Not fully though, but still a lot more open. So why would they want us to know anything? This has been going on for, I want to say forever. Ever since Atlantis. Ever since Atlantis. There's always been this kind of shadowy group, obviously. And why should we be a part of it? Before, when we awaken and show that we are not scared and be aware of this, open up your abilities, which everybody has. You'd be surprised. You want to connect with it? Well, the idea is to bring more of less violence, healthier food, healthier everything. And it's, connecting to the deep state is to abolish it, basically. So we can go into fourth dimension. So we're going to have to uncover this eventually, somehow. I mean, not to say it hasn't happened over time. Look at North Korea. They'd be more than happy to let everybody. I mean, it feels like the deep state has like a rope around its throat right now for North Korea to a certain degree. But North Korea is like, you're going to take us down. We'll take you down too, which makes a lot of sense. So that's why it has not happened. A lot of changes have been made recently. And there was a lot of worry of a war, and we came close to it. Let me tell you, it came close. It feels like we came close. Some of us had problems sleeping. We came close to something not good. And even when he talks, Kim Jong-un, when he talks, you feel the hate, and you feel it's just not pleasant. But he knows exactly what's happening. He's dealing with it. So, such as a story about the Pentagon losing, I forgot, what, $1 trillion before 9/11 happened. That's funding the deep state. They're finding other ways of keeping things quiet. I believe the deep state does fund Kim Jong-un for certain reasons. They have certain reasons they're giving him money. Probably because, so it doesn't mess up their operations. Whatever he knows, because he has spies too. So they're trying to keep him. I believe he is a little bit above their. It's like, even if they do remove him, they're going to have problems. It's like he has backup people to take care of whatever if he's not there. So they don't know what to expect from him, even with all this spies and all of that. But anyway, it's like nearly impossible. At least the way. I think he's going to be there for a while. It felt like they're going to get rid of him. It's like, it feels like he's not going anywhere anytime soon. So, but yeah, opening up to what's going on in the other world, such as the Black Magicians, secret space program. It's all part of our, it's basically using our own abilities to connect to these things to bring healing, to, awareness, but not to bring hate as some people do for some bizarre reason. It doesn't really solve anything. It's just, of course, most of the population is, I don't see why. At least those that are aware of what's going on, You just be aware that, I mean, many that are aware of this are actually part of it. They're just not connecting to it because they're not connected to their spiritual side. But the idea is to find truth among everything, to uncover the shadowiness here, to bring light to it, basically. So bringing light to all things here, as much as, for some reason, obviously most of humanity is closed down, shut down. It's just, the truth is just too unbelievable to connect with for the obvious reasons. Call it conspiracy, but it's all that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's hard to find proof of it because it's so well hidden. Let's see. Not connected to a whole. I mean, I'm not going to connect to every detail, obviously. But I can look into certain things. One moment. Let's see. Yeah, Mars has. Let's see. Men, women, children underground. They are aware of reptilians. They are aware of grays for the most part. They're not always too pleasant about it. Some are kind of shocked of. Some devs do seem like they are brought there for different reasons. They're not. I see some there that are in shock that all of this is real, just like we see in the movies. And I'm not sure why. It does seem like it's politically connected. And it does seem like their minds are erased also after the ordeal. So, kidnapping and stuff like that's done really, really quiet. It does seem like it's politically connected. And I am seeing Mars. Like, why Mars? It has its purpose for it. Not sure. But it does seem like it's politically charged. It does seem like it's mostly U.S., but not all. Mostly U.S. So, as I said, they're not going to. I don't think they're going to remember. Even the congressman is hard to say. I'm not getting any full details on that for obvious reasons. Anyway, I just put that out there. It does seem like there are certain circumstances. Obviously, not everyone's going to connect to that because it is. I am feeling it is. It's not something that happens often, but it does happen. They have their reasons behind it. They're just not going anyway. We are going to see more like stealth technologies. More of that's going to be increasing. Not sure if it's going to be made public fully, but it's going to slowly. Different types of jets, things that we're going to go into more of a faster jet speed eventually. For like commercial aircrafts, it does seem like we're going to go into that. Obviously, but a lot of that's alien, a lot of that's obviously done by design. It's just a quicker, more healthier. I believe that's more from the positive elites. At least, probably even jet fuel is going to be changed also eventually to more healthier. Fuel reliance. I imagine this is all being worked. Publicly, but it does seem like we are going into that direction, for sure. As for chemtrails, that's not going to end it. That is not ending in any shape or form. It has its purpose, obviously. You can say chemtrails. Is developed here from it's more of the shadow government. It's to shut us down spiritually. It has shut nature down too, not just us. Nature, everything gets on our food, whatever it is. It's just another. They said it's supposed to be better, I guess, for cancer or something like that, but it's actually there to shut us down more spiritually, it seems, than anything else. We are definitely under attack. For sure, from all angles, of course, but not to let that deter you from your purpose. We like the movie Lucy. We are going back into that, where we can connect more to our minds, so we can be. We're going back. We're going in that direction. New Earth. We're going back to, and I believe the lower energies of the deep state know about. Obviously, they know that, but there are. Anyway, I'm not saying anything. All right. Anything else from? A lot of Zeta technologies are being used, scrutinized. They're being abused as usual. Uh, the Zetas have usually the most advanced technologies because that's all they do. They sit there and just work on stuff in advance constantly. They do stuff to themselves also when they're building stuff. They do affect themselves. They don't try to. They just kind of do it when they're doing their experiments. They're not always very careful, is from what I'm seeing. So they're always building on, I'm not seeing them wear like protective suits and stuff when they do their experiments, but they do that for a reason. Because it does, when they do their experiments, their DNA gets kind of screwed up, and then they kind of analyze that and add it to whatever the hell they're working on. I know it sounds weird, but the Zeta technologies definitely have an influence here. Not entirely. A lot of it's the Zetas and the Reptilians are always kind of, not always, but they usually do have a run-in. It's because the Zetas are usually outsmarting a lot of the Reptilians technology-wise. And yes, the Reptilians are very advanced, but the Zetas just have a way about them that just blows right through any Reptilian creation. And so, not to say Reptilians are jealous of that, but there is kind of a, they try to grab their technology, steal it, whatever it is. So there's a lot of that stuff going on. And it goes into the humans also that are part of the deep state. They protect it. When the Zetas are working on stuff, they try to protect that technology from being taken from by Reptilians that are on the other side or whatever. It does seem like a lot of that's going on, from what I'm gathering. So I think new things are always being built for sure. Well, some of the Zetas, what I'm feeling, now not all of them are of a negative nature. Some feel like they do this to help the deep state, yeah, but also eventually it'll find itself to us, which it helps us. So that's what I'm seeing. So they have their reasons behind it. Of course, it's just a way of human nature. Obviously, many of them, they see where humans are coming from that are called, part of all of this, the shadow stuff. Some of them feel like it is a necessity. Some feel like it needs to be opened up. It's just, it's part of our growth process. But we will eventually find, there will be a time in our life when we start seeing this shadow elite more clearly. As you become more spiritual, as you open yourself, you just start to see it more. Not necessarily in a negative way. It's going to happen. In my lifetime, hard to say, but it's inevitable. You just become more and more aware, just like the Black Magicians. Become more and more aware of it. And such as the deep state, become more and more just to open up that shell. Obviously, within the U.S. government, that's not really our government. It's a puppet government, so you got the puppets there doing puppet stuff, taking like 5-month vacations and doing hardly anything. That's pretty good there. Yeah, it's pretty good work there. And there are some within the deep state are mostly men, some female, mostly men that are keep an eye on things. I mean, they interact with them. And some are public, it does seem like that to a certain degree. You might have an idea. I don't think they try to have a public being seen, but some of them have to be. But it's all right. What are you going to do? They're trying to keep the government doing what the puppet show needs to do. Keep it on its agenda, whatever it is for the day. Also, this is a while back, or news stories I get. Like, why is this news story so popular? Like we had like years ago, Casey Anthony, where she her daughter died. It was here in Orlando, and I think she did it. They didn't really have a whole lot of, and that story just kind of blew up. So like certain news stories, that stuff happens probably all the time. It's just funny how that one significantly gets. They have their reasons for it. They're who's running the news system. They obviously know what they're doing. That keeps, they see our attention span or see, no, they know what they're doing. They just obviously got to keep us busy with the news cycles. They got to keep us, they know how we operate, so they know what will attract us to this or that. Or that stupid fight they just had, was it Mayweather? It's like he's fighting some white guy it's a cage fighter. I mean, obviously, the white guy wasn't going to win, obviously. And now the white guy wants to run again. It's like to lose again, I guess. I mean, they made a lot of money on it. I guess pay-per-view had it's funny, pay-per-view broke down, so people couldn't watch it. Spent $100 to watch this thing. Couldn't do it. But they're not going to get their money back either, which is I don't know if they're going to get sued for that or what, but it's like, anyway, it's just, well, it's just a joke. But they gotta keep us, they have to keep us entertained somehow. So there are the part of the deep state, they're always finding ways to keep us in the news cycle or somewhere, or in the drug cycle, whatever it is, to keep us from seeing what's going on. Keep us. I did a channel at Epcot about materialism. It's just, which is probably, I remember that part, but it's pretty obvious, but people put their whole lives into material possessions, and they don't know anything about their own gifts, their own abilities, not at all. Obviously they're smarts and stuff, not their own spiritual body. Don't connect to that at all. So I wonder why we are where we are. Because it's all about objects owning things, and not about who this person is. Not what they're teaching in schools, but what's the other layer they're not teaching. And that's the spiritual, the guides. If you have guides, you do not have guides, whatever. What about all that? And so obviously, they're doing everything. There's sectors other than the deep state, obviously, for education, for news, for sports. There's different sectors that keep track of, and they all have I am seeing meetings, they do connect to each other, how they're going to keep us, busy. Because it's kind of like the Brave New World. For some reason I'm getting that. That's a book that was written, whatever. And so most of humanity is not going to, connect to it, or at least not right now. What for? But there are certain, 1984 and others, but it's a lot more than what is being written. But either way, it's a lot more, eventually we'll figure it out. So, but definitely the deep state, I do see that, coming, it's hidden, right? Underground, Russia, here. And it will, I believe, at least psychically resurrect itself. It's inevitable. It become part of the spiritual communities, let's put it that way. It is, but is it spiritually connected to it? Not to say truly how, anyway, I believe it's necessary for us to heal. The more that you ignore it, not to say everybody's going to want to connect with it, I understand why, but some things need to be connected to bring out bring the light in. Yeah, I was told I was, Frank, was it Dracula? What's his, Van Helsing? I was told I was Van Helsing. I was one, because, I don't go into the whole detail of what I've been experiencing throughout life, but I go to places that other people don't want to go to. And it's not exactly pleasant, but it's like Van Helsing. You just go, you're dealing with vampires. It's like vampires do exist. Most of humanity not into it. These suckers are real, and same as everything this whole channel is about. It's about, I haven't done an alien channeling or there's reasons behind it. I think the aliens have said what they have to say. Obviously, do webinars, and if they come through, but right now they're here assisting this. So it just, I'm channeling them, but not in the trance way. But it doesn't matter, does it? Not really. I mean, the idea is for us to find ourselves, and make a better world, basically, little by little. Just takes time. And you got to say things that are not popular. It's just the way it goes. But if you just stay away from it, I just wanted to say things that are popular so I make money, blah, blah, blah. It's like you got to do things that you got to go in directions. If we're just going to keep in this circle, you got to get out of that. So I'll go into more of the deep state. Maybe tomorrow we'll see how things go. But definitely with a secret space program, didn't go a whole lot into it. Got pieces of it, but anyway, I'm just going to title this as we'll just go into it little by little what comes through. Anyway, I saw Rush Limbaugh for some bizarre reason. So anyway, I'm not sure what that was about, but anyway. Okay, blessings everyone. Take care and see you tomorrow. Have a great week too.